Hello everybody, I am Krishna Rao Patro. Today we will discuss about one important concept, that is how to use Arraylist in Java. So there is a collection package. In collection there you will find different categories of collections. So Arraylist is one of the collection object. So with the help of the Arraylist we can store a group of similar type of data. An array list is one type of dynamic array. Now we'll see what is collection in Java. The collection in Java is a framework that provides architecture to store and manipulate the group of objects. So whenever you want to store a group of objects and you want to do some manipulation on that data, then you can use the collection framework. Once the collection of data is available in one place, then you can do searching operation, sorting operation, insertion operation, manipulation operation, as well as deletion operation also. So all kind of operation you can perform on a collection framework. That is the advantage of the collection framework. Java collection means a single unit of object. That means in a single place you can store a group of objects. So this collection also one type of array where you can store a set of items. Java collection framework provides set of interfaces as well as set of classes. So this collection package means the collection related items, either classes and interface, they are available in a special package called java.util package. Under this util package you will find the collection framework. The set of interfaces like set, list, queue. So these are the three important interfaces available under this collection framework. Under this interfaces, whatever the methods are there, those methods are implemented in the following classes. There are set of classes. Arraylist is a class. This class implements all the methods of list. Similarly, vector also implements all the methods of list class. Linked list also a one type of class implements the methods of list class, list interface. Priority queue derived from queue, so it is implementing all the methods of queue interface. Hash set implementing the methods of set. Linked hash set implementing the methods of set. Tree set implements the methods of set. So in the collection framework you will find set of collections as well as set of classes. So now these things we will discuss. The collection framework represents the unified architecture for storing and manipulating group of objects. It has set of interfaces as a set of classes. Any group of individual objects which represented as a single unit is known as collection of objects. Whenever you want to store a group of objects that can be stored in a single area, that area is called collection object. In Java, a separate framework known as collection framework. So generally we will say collection framework. So in the collection framework you can store a group of similar kind of data in a single place. It has been defined in JDK 1.2 onwards. Earlier it was not there, but 1.2 onwards you will be using this collection framework, okay, which holds all the collection classes and interfaces in it. So please remember, whenever you are using this collection framework, you will be using set of classes and set of interfaces. In Java, the collection interface, these are all available under a package called util package. And there is one more special interface called map interface also. The collection interface as well as map interface, both are part of util package. And they are mainly used for Java collection related works. You can do insertion, you can do deletion, you can do searching, sorting and manipulation, all kind of operation you can do in a single place, which is easy to control. That is why in almost all applications you will be using this collection framework. And you can see the hierarchy. Above all, the topmost interface is called iterable interface. This iterable interface having set of methods, those methods will be used in the collection interface. So remember, collection is a interface. See, the green colors are all interfaces. The blue colors are classes. So in this diagram, you will be seeing set of interfaces and set of classes. Now, from this diagram, you can observe which is parent class and which is child class and who is the grandparent. All the things are given in the diagram. So now here above all, the grandparent is iterable and collection is its child. Under the collection, three interface: list interface, set interface, and queue interface. So from this set interface, from the list interface, there are following classes. That means list interface is implemented in Arraylist, linked list, vector, and star. So these are the various set of classes available. And remember, whatever the methods are defined in the interface, these methods will be implemented in the corresponding classes. Simply, if you have interface, no use. Those interface methods you have to implement in a class. So the list interface methods are implemented in the following classes. Of course, in addition to these interface methods, it will define its own method also. So Arraylist will implement all the methods of list, at the same time its related class means methods. Similarly, linked list also implements all methods of list plus some linked list related methods. Similarly, vector also implements all methods plus its additional methods. So like this, these are the set of classes and interfaces available in the collection framework. And all these things under java.util package. So now onwards, we will be using one by one. So try to see the hierarchical diagram. From this hierarchical, you will be knowing how they are interlinked. Okay. Now today we will discuss about one important class called Arraylist. And there is one more hierarchy called map, because this map also part of your collection framework. Map, sorted map, tree map, and classes like hash map, linked hash map. Here this is your class. This is your interface. The light green are interface, the light yellow are classes. These things also we will discuss in the next session also. So now we will discuss about what are the different types of methods are available under Arraylist. Remember, Arraylist is a resizable array, or I can say dynamic array. Arraylist is a dynamic array. I think you know there are two kinds of array. One is static array, second one is dynamic array. Static array means fixed size, which will not allow you to change. Whereas dynamic array means dynamically it will resize, it will change, it will grow as well as it will shrink. Now, the difference between built-in array and Arraylist, there are two differences. Built-in array is what? Static. And this Arraylist is dynamic. Now, the size of array cannot be modified. Normal array cannot be modified. Whereas, the Arraylist, you can modify, you can change. So, that is the advantage of Arraylist. Element can be added, element can be removed from the Arraylist whenever you want. So, the size will be automatically changing. You can use those Arraylists using this following syntax. So, you can first of all you have to import it, java.util.arraylist. After importing, then you can create an object of Arraylist. For example, I want to create one Arraylist for storing roll numbers. So, you can write it Arraylist within angle bracket string. So, string is the data type of the particular data, what type of data you want to store in the Arraylist. The name of the Arraylist is roll numbers. The new Arraylist followed by this. So, this is the way you have to initialize the Arraylist object. And remember, all these classes of collection package, they are all generic. They are all generic. Generic means what? It can store any kind of data. I can store strings. If at all I want to store, I can write integer. That means if you write string, only strings will be stored. If you write integer, only integer will be stored. If you write float, only float will be stored. But it allows you to store any kind of data. So this is the way you are creating object of Arraylist. And remember, Arraylists are dynamic. And there are set of methods are there. Those methods you can use in your program, because simply creating the array list is not sufficient. Once the array list is created, then you can add some element, you can remove some element, you can check the content, and you can delete something, you can update something. So to do this operation, there are various methods. Add method, it will add all. You can add one array list into another array list. You can clear the array list. Once the elements, if you want to remove, you can remove. Similarly, clone, you can copy the array list to another array list. Similarly, contains, you can check whether element exists in the array list or not. So using contains method, you can check it. Similarly, get, you can get a particular item from the array list using get method. Similarly, you can check the index of the particular item, where that item is available. Remove all, you can remove the elements of the array, and you can remove a particular element. Similarly, size, it tells about how many elements are there in the array list. Similarly, you can check is empty, whether list is empty or not. Sublist, you can get a portion of the array list. So there are various methods are there. So depending upon the UI requirement, you can use corresponding methods of array list. Similarly, set, you can set the value, whatever the value is there, if you want to replace, then you can use set method. Similarly, sort method, you can sort the item either ascending order or descending order. You can convert the dynamic array to static array also. So to array, it will return the corresponding array. You can convert the array list into string also. You can check what is the size of the array list. It will ensure that the capacity of the array is this much. What is the last index of particular element, because same item you may store multiple times. Then what is the last index of the same item. So array list will allow you to store even duplicate elements also. Return all, contains, trim to size, remove the range, replace all, remove for each iterator. So these are the various methods are available. Now see how to use those methods in a program. Now the array list has many useful methods. For example, to add an element to the array list, we can use add method. Now let us have a small program where you can use add method. So let us define a class called car list, where I will be storing all different types of car names, in a single place. So if you want to write a program, first of all you have to import it, java.util.arraylist, because this is the one which you will be using in the program. So first import it, then write the class, public class car list, because I want to store all types of cars. So I want to maintain a list of cars with the class name car list. Car list is my own name. So you can write your own. Then write public static void main string arguments array. This is your driver code. Then here I am defining one car list. How to define array list? Within angle bracket string. String it says what kind of data you are going to store in the list. So the name of the array list is cars, and to initialize the object, first write the new, then the constructor. Right. After that, here once the memory is allocated, you can store the following set of item. The size of the array list is not known to us. So internally the system is maintaining whether it is 2 or 4 or 100. So user need not worry for the size of the array. Where in the case of our normal array, you have to specify the size. So whereas here array size no need to mention, because it is a dynamic array. Now when I say cars.add Volvo, automatically Volvo will be stored at which place? At 0th place. So the indexing start from always 0. Then next is BMW. BMW will be stored at 1th place. Next Ford. Ford will be stored at 2nd place. Next Mazda. Mazda will be stored at the 3rd place. So now automatically the array will be increasing. So as and when you are adding, the memory allocation will be done automatically. So for that, we need not worry. Now I want to print it. When you want to print what data items are there in the list, so you can display like this: system.out.println cars. So automatically you will get in this format within angle bracket, Volvo, BMW, the order, which because we follow say ordered index. This is Arraylist is a ordered list. It is a ordered list. It maintains the order 0, 1, 2, 3, next 4, next 5, like this. It will maintain the index. Now when I want to print the 0th item, what item is there at 0th place? You can call the get method. So using get method, the 0th item is what? Volvo. So automatically Volvo will come. Similarly, if you want to print third item, 0th item is this 0, 1, 2, 3. Third item is Mazda. So automatically Mazda will come. So depending upon the requirement, you can change it. Similarly, if at all you want to modify some particular item, you can use set method. So remember, there is a method called get and set. Get method will allow you to get it. Set method will allow you to set it. That means you can change it. You can replace it. Now 0th item, I want to replace with Opel. Actually in the 0th item, Volvo is there. So when you write this statement, automatically the Volvo will be replaced with Opel. O-P-E-L. Automatically Opel will come. Now when I ask print, then the first item is Opel, then BMW, then Ford, then Mazda. So this is the way you can get it. So this is the program which allows you to add it, which allows you to get it, as well as you allow to set it. So get, set, as well as print it. Now sometimes you want to remove it or you want to clear complete one. Assume there is a car list. The name of the items are everything in string format. So mention string. Volvo, BMW, Ford, Mazda are stored. Now the size talks about what? How many elements are there? So the size is a method which talks about how many items are there. Similarly, if you say remove the 0th item, actually this is your what? Array list. Initially Volvo is there at 0th place. Volvo, BMW, Ford and Mazda. 0, 1, 2, 3. Now when you say car.size, automatically it says that there are 4 items. So 4 will be printed. When you say remove 0, then this 0th item will be removed. After removing, because this is dynamically it will shrink it. Then automatically this becomes 0. This index will be changing. Once you remove the 0th item, this will be 0 because this complete item is removed from the memory. So now this becomes 0th index, then 1th index, then 2nd index. So now currently how many are there? Now the size become 3. So now BMW now 0th place, Ford at 1th place, Mazda at 2nd place. So the index will be changing automatically because it is a dynamic array. It is a dynamic array. Similarly, if you say clear, when you say clear, all the item will be cleared. So now your list will be empty. So now if you print, then you get an empty list. Nothing is there. You can, of course, you can check whether cars is empty. Yes, in that case, it will run true. So there are various methods are available in a array list. So those methods you can use it. Let us see another program how we can use these methods to retrieve it. Assume there is a called car list. Means what are the different ways are there to traverse. Now this program is showing how to loop it. That means how to traverse it. How to traverse the list. Traverse the list. Now currently my what is it? List having 4 items. 0, 1, 2, 3. First Volvo is there. Then BMW is there. Then Ford is there. Then Mazda is there. Okay. Totally 4 items are there. The 0th item is Volvo. Now I want to display one by one. Instead of displaying entire list, I want to display one by one. So to display this, there are different techniques are there. This is called extended for loop. So using for loop, you can traverse one by one. That means item by item for each. This is also called for each loop. For each item of the list, I am getting and printing. So that means in the previous program we have used get method. Instead of get, I am using item by item from the collection. Get in a sequence. There you have to specify the index. Where here I need not specify index. I will get one by one. First Volvo will come. Volvo. Next BMW will come. Because I am printing line by line. Next Ford will come. Next Mazda will come. So this for loop repeats how many times? It repeats 4 times. So this is one way of printing. There is another way also. You can use for I equal 0, I less than cast dot size, and you can write by specifying the index from the list, you can get it. So that means here you are using get method. This for loop repeats how many times? 4 times. Now cast dot get 0th item, 1th item, 2nd item, 3rd item. This is the loop repeats 4 times. Okay. And there is another way also using iterator. Using iterator. This iterator is a special interface available in a collection framework. It will allow you to iterate one by one. Has next, whether elements exist or not. Has next gives you whether any element exists in the sequence, by iterator sequence. If it is available, then it will display the item. If it is not available, return false. As long as available, the loop repeats, then stop it. So you can use either first way or second way or third way. There are 3 ways are there to fetch the item. Okay. Now let us see a small program also. Till now you have seen only what are the different ways are there. Now let me open my notepad. Yes. So if you want to do your Arraylist program, you have to import it first. Import java.util.start. Assume I want to store first set of numbers. Set of numbers in a Arraylist and print those items and traverse it. What is my goal? Read and store set of numbers in an array list. And finally print it. Now we'll take a small array list where we'll store set of numbers. And do how many numbers? Those things we do not know. Maybe 1 or maybe 2 or maybe 3. So after storing, then we will print it. Because it is a dynamic array, you can store any number of data. But those numbers will be stored in a object form. Because Arraylist always stores data in object format. So if you want to store an integer in object form, then you have to use the concept called boxing. For boxing, you need a class called wrapper class. So remember, for every primitive data, there is a wrapper class. I think in the previous session you have seen the wrapper classes for integer. For int data type, the wrapper class is what? Integer. So now I am going to use the integer class object and store that object in a array list. Yes. Now class number list. This is my name of the class. Inside the class, I want to store set of numbers. So how to write? Public static void main string arguments array. Okay. Now my goal is what? Store set of numbers. Whatever numbers? Pure integers. So I will define one array list. And I told array list is a generic one. If it is a generic, the syntax is you should write within angle bracket. And what is the name of the array list? Assume nums. This is my array list. So in the angle bracket, you have to specify what kind of data you want to store. So I am going to store integer object. And remember, Arraylist will allow you to store only integers. If at all you want to store decimal value, then write float or double. Or if you want to store string, then write string. If you want to store boolean, then write boolean. So whatever kind of data you want to store, you write the corresponding data type. So this is the way you have to do it. Now you have to initialize this equal to new array list. Okay, array list angle bracket. So this is the syntax of initializing the array list. Now I want to store set of numbers. I will say you try to enter the numbers until you press -1. Now my goal is what? Read set of numbers until -1. If -1 comes, stop it. I don't want to store negative values. Okay, once the negative value comes, stop it. That means if I enter -1, it has to stop until negative value comes. Until negative values come. This is my target. So I have to read it. Read the number and create object. After creating object, then store into the array. So how to create the object as well, then how to read the number. For reading number, generally we are using scanner. The scanner belongs to util package, and already my util package is already imported. This statement already I wrote. So now create object of scanner sc equal to new scanner within bracket system dot in. Okay, my scanner object ready. Now here using the scanner object I will be ready. Initially I will read int the n is my number. Initially the number is assume 0, some non-negative. Then I will put a condition while n greater than or equal to 0. If n is greater than or equal to 0, then I will go inside. This loop repeats because my condition is what? If at all the number is a negative, then stop it. If the number is not a negative, that means greater than 0 or equal to 0, then I will continue. So here I will read the number, then here I will ask enter numbers. System dot out dot println enter non-negative. Enter non-negative. Once the message comes, you have to read it. Now this data, whatever the data you are reading, that data I will convert into primitive form, means object form. How to create object form? To create object for a primitive data, you have to depend on wrapper class. So now I want to read integer data and I have to convert into integer object with help of integer class. So n is my number, n equal to my sc dot next it. So now here I am reading. Now this data, what I will do? I will store in my array list. What is the name of the array list? Nums. Nums is my array list. In the nums list, I will store. So nums dot, for adding, there is a method called add method. Add, what you have to add? The object. So new integer of n. This way you can do. This is one type of wrapping, or also called boxing. You are creating an object for the integer data and you are storing. So now after storing, my loop repeats again, because this is here reading and here storing. Read it and here store it. That means add it. Reading, storing. This will continue how long? Until the negative value comes. So here, if n is greater than 0, it will store. First time 0. Then here I am reading the number. Now here I'll display Control X. Instead of displaying outside, here I'll display. I am reading number. Whatever the number I am reading, I am storing. Now when the negative value comes, if n is greater than or equal to 0, I will go inside. If at all I am entering negative value, I will not store. Because once negative comes, I will come out. After storing the data, what is my goal? Display it. And I told you there are different ways of displaying. Now, what are the different kinds of displaying the data? Those things I will not discuss. The first type. Now we are writing the techniques for displaying. Display all. Whenever you want to display the all, that means the entire list. So how to display? For that you can write system.out.println the nums. The name of the list is nums. So it will display the complete list in an array format. Now let us display one by one using extended for loop. Use extended for loop. Then how to display using extended for loop? For here you should write what type of data, because you are trying to get the data from the nums. Nums is what type of array? Nums is integer array. So integer something, assume t is my one temporary object. I am getting the integer t from nums. So it will be getting the data in object form. After getting the data from object form, then I will print it. How to print it? System.out.println t. Okay. One by one I am getting and printing. One by one I am getting and printing. This is using extended for loop. Now let me write a message also so that it will be clear. The list of elements. System.out.println list of elements. List of elements. I am putting one more new line also. Fine. This is the statement which displays. This is using for loop. Using for. Extended for loop. Okay. So now same list I want to display through iterator. Actually there are different techniques are there. Now this is the first technique. This is the first technique. And this is the second technique. Now we'll go for third technique. What is the third technique? Using iteration. Using third. Using iterator. I think I told you the hierarchy. In hierarchy, iterator is my topmost interface. That is the grandparent. So whatever the methods are there in iterator, those methods I will use. So iterator basically useful part to iterate, to repeat. Generally that will allow you to get the data from the sequence. So now let me use the iterator interface object. Iterator assume it equal to this iterator interface I should get from my list. So what is the name of the list? Nums dot, there is a method called iterator. This iterator method returns the corresponding iterator object. Using that object I can get one by one. So how to get? Put a loop, because in my list there may be one element or two element or three element or n number of elements. So for that I have to repeat it. For that there is a method called loop. While iterator, there is a method called has next. This method will give you the information that whether element exists in the list or not. If at all exists, returns true. Once it is available, then we will go inside the loop. Then here you can print it. Now print ln. How to get it? Whatever the element is there. So the next element from the iterator. Because it will go in a sequence. One, next, next, next until last. Once you reach last, it will stop it. Now This is the first form. This is the second form. Now let me write third form. Control C using iterator form. Iterator. Okay. Now I will display using iterator form. Let us display all this form. Nums list dot Control C nums list dot Java. Now my Java program is ready. The name of the nums list, numbers list. Control C. Now I'll go to the command prompt. Wherever the program is saved, go to the folder. Now Java C nums list dot Java. Yeah, it is saying some semicolon missing. Line numbers. Nums list. Yeah, every statement must be ended with semicolon. Fine. Java C. Yeah, now successfully compiled. Now Java followed by nums list. Now it is asking enter non-negative. That means because our question is what? Read the set of numbers until you enter negative value. Once you enter negative, it will stop it. Assume I am entering 12, first number, second number 45, next number 7, next number 89, next 16, next 71, next 4. Now let me enter -1. -1 means negative value. Once negative value comes, yeah, now it is stop. After stopping, displaying. This is using first technique. This is using the complete list. Now second technique is what? Using extended for loop. Whatever the items are there, same thing will display, but the syntax is different. So you should know, or whichever is convenient for you, you can use either first technique or second technique, or you can use iterator also. So whenever you want to iterate one by one, then go for this. Okay, and this is using extended for loop, one by one. It is also one type of sequence. Now there is one more way using getter method. Now let me go for fourth method also using getter method. Using fourth one, using fourth technique. Use which method? Get method. This get method will require what? The index. Based upon the index, it will fetch the data. So now how many times I should get it? So before that I should know the number of elements exist in the array. So for that there is a method called size method. So you can put a int, assume the count. How many elements are there? I want to know. I want to count it. So count equal to, my name of the list is nums dot size. This size method will give you the count of the array list. That means how many elements exist in the array list. Now put a loop while, because I is my, I think, variable. I, yeah, already I will declare comma I. I is my variable. Initially I equal how much? 0. I will put a condition while I less than the count. My loop repeats that many times. Now inside this loop I will try to get one by one, because I is my index. So where is the index, I will go there, fetch one by one. So how to get it? So now using fourth technique, system.out.println. Before that I will print using fourth technique, print using get method. So now my loop repeats here. So how to print it? System.out.print. Now here I will try to get from the my list. List is nums dot get. The get takes the index. So which index I have to give? My ith index. Initially I is how much? 0. After printing the 0th element, then I should go to next element. So next element means I plus plus. So this will repeat how long? Until the size. Once this condition fail, it will stop it. So it will display all the elements. Control S. Let us run it. Compile it. Yes, compile successfully. Now Java followed by nums list. After compiling, run it. Assume 11, 22, 44, 33, 55, 77, 8, 99, assume -1. Because the condition is enter the negative value. Once enter the negative, then stop it. Yeah. Now see, already you have seen the previous one. This is one displaying the complete list up to 99. Okay. This is the way you are displaying using your extended for loop. This is the way you are using iterator. And this is the way using getter method. So the fourth technique. So depending upon your requirement, you can use the corresponding method. So set of methods are there in the Arraylist. Use it and get it. Of course, you can check whether an array is empty or not. Is empty. Nums dot is empty. Is empty is what? That gives you true or false, whether list is empty or not. Now let me print system dot out dot println is empty. I am printing message is empty. Now that gives you what? Either true or false. Now when the elements are there, that means it is full. It is not empty. So now I should get answer false. Compile it. Compile, yes. Now see, after compiling, let me run it. Assume 11, 4, 55, 7, -1. Yeah. Now is empty. Observe here. Here the answer is false. Answer is false. So that means what? There are some element exist. Now for example, I will empty it. How to remove all the elements at a time? To remove all the elements, there is a method called clear. So now you can use clear method also. Nums dot clear. Once you say clear, everything will be removed. After removing, now I'll check it. What is the status? Control C. This is after clear. After clear. Then what is the status? Is empty. Now here you should say true. Let me compile it. Compile. Assume 11, 4, 5, 9, 33, -1. Yeah. Now if you observe here, initially it says false. It is not empty. There are some elements. After clear, it is saying true. That means no element exists in the list. So this is the way you can use the Arraylist. Now in almost all applications, we will be using various operations on this. Now let us do sorting. How you can sort the data. Sometime you may not be knowing what methods are there. How will I know the method name? Once you know the methods, then you can do the operations. So to know that one, you can use, there is a tool called Java P. Java P, Java dot util dot Arraylist. Array list. Yeah. Now it displays all the methods of Arraylist. For that, you can transport this thing to a file called somex.txt. Yes, file is transferred. I am opening that file to my notepad. Yes, you can use, these are the methods, and Now Control F, sort it. Sorting method is, yeah. There is a method called sorting. You can sort the things. Once you sort, then you get a, now let me sort it. Now after clearing, before clear, let me sort it. Nums dot sort. Now again after sorting, let me print it. Println after sort. Now you can use print it. Control V, nums. Control F. There is one more way also there. Let me check first if this works fine. Java C nums list dot Java. It is saying no. This sorting better. There is one more simple way, because sorting you can use Java P Java dot util dot collections. Yeah, there is one more class called collections class. You can use this collection class and do it. Java P collections. I am passing to some file called y.txt. Then open this y.txt. Yeah. Now here you can use even the reverse the list. You can copy one place and you can do sorting also. Control F, sort it. Now here what I'll do, collections dot sort. Collections is a class. This sort is a method. It will take your nums. Nums is the list. Once you pass the nums list to the sort method, it will do sorting. Nums. Now after sorting, I want to print it. Control S. Clear the screen. Java P Java dot, sorry, not Java, Java C nums list dot Java collections. In the collections, the C should be uppercase because class name starts with uppercase. Collections, fine. Control S. COLLE, single L is there. COLLECT collections. Control S. Now after sorting this one, yeah. So be careful while writing the syntax. Java followed by nums list. Now let me enter the data 11, 55, 2, 4, 88, 9 followed by -1. Now if I enter -1, yeah. Now see, already these things you have seen how to display. You observe here. After that, I got my sorted list. So that means at a time you are able to sort the entire list. So you are giving that list to sort method of the collections class, and that class is rearranging. That means sorting the data, and it gives you into the original list. So the original list itself is changing. Instead of storing in different list, it is storing in the same list. So it is more flexible. So this is the way you can do all types of operations. Okay, and I hope you have seen the various methods also. you can practice those methods with your applications. So in future days, you will be using the required methods, whichever method required from the collections. So those things will use. So this is the way you have to practice. So try to see the program, complete program, and do in your system. I hope it is clear. So thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.